Hello everybody, my name is GenVamp, and today I want to review as well as talk about a specific game that really grinds my gears, so to speak. That game is Hotline Miami, and it was so popular that it got a sequel. And I believe it spawned LA Cops. I'll just zoom this in right here so you all can see what we're dealing with here. Now, LA Cops is crap, and it follows the same exact formula as Hotline Miami 1 and 2. But don't take my word for it. I'm going to review this whole ordeal and showcase to you why it sucks. Let's start with its trailer. Which, it's very colorful, by the way, but moving on. Do you like hurting other people? Of course, we get a glimpse of one thing. A lot of critics really like this, and there are a lot of gamers that like this. There was a lot of positive reception for this and the sequel. But considering the fact that it emphasizes the fact that how do I put it? Its main emphasis is on violence. Lots of violence in a retro setting. Retro is cool, and it tries to set itself up as being some sort of natural-born killers type deal, or showcasing a lot of over-the-top violence and such. Which, in a sense, is good, but it's also at the same time bad. I hate it primarily because I hate it mainly because of one thing. Even though it seems cool and all, I find Markiplier's playthrough of it to be a lot more enjoyable, but here's why I personally hate it. Okay, there is some good stuff to be found in the game, right? Like in terms of violence, but you have to carefully plan everything and you can get killed rather easily. I mean, in less than a hit, you can get killed. I mean, look at this. Look at this shit right here. See how quickly you can die? As well as them? I mean, granted, it's supposed to be, how do you say, fun in this regard and challenging, but even considering that it's very retro, I don't see a problem with cheating in this game. Yet for some reason, it wants to try and be as fun as Contra and Metal Slug. Those games actually are fun and a lot more rewarding, aside from playing unlikable douchebags / killers who are only just killing people because they were paid to do it. They don't really care about anyone or anything, as long as they get paid for it. At least that's what I get from this. It's really cynical and mean-spirited. I mean, one shot, there's like very few hits actually kill these enemies, and like, well, mainly one hit. And the same thing goes for you, and I would highly advise cheating in this game. There's fun here, but I personally think that it's best to play this game while cheating, primarily a Hotline Miami 2, because cheats are easier to find for that one. Now, here's how I would see myself playing this game. At least number 2 anyway. But number 1, if it had good cheats. See this? This really quick and easy kills. See? This basically is the whole game in a nutshell. I mean, granted, it's retro, and some would say, oh, cheating, it's wrong. Well, in this case, I don't really give a damn, because cheating actually, in a sense, is actually good for this game, because the game is all about mindless murder. You know, contracted kills, and a lot of bloody madness, so to speak. So, you could see that, and the fact that you use guns, a drill, and many other things to actually kill people. But anyway, there really isn't anything more to Hotline Miami 1 or 2 or LA Cops, because they all follow the same formula. Even if the enemies are dumb at times, they're smart when they want to be. Granted, cheating is the best way in that regard, but if you're going to have a retro feel, you could at least have some sort of fun factor for your character or for the player to feel like he or she earns something after dying. Like, for example, when you lose all your lives and you come back in the Metal Slug games, you get a heavy machine gun, which is awesome. However, this game doesn't exactly provide that, and it's very ruthless in that regard. I would recommend just skipping this altogether. Well, all of the Hotline Miami games, unless you really want to play them and get killed a lot. I mean, it's good. It's basically equivalent to that of a rage quit game. That's what I would say it is similar to. Like Unfair Mario, Unfair Sonic, the Unfair Platformer, and any other rage quit game like that. Hotline Miami, in my opinion, even though it's not as bad as those or as rage-inducing, it can get that hard. It's pretty brutal in its own way. It's one of those games that really makes me uncomfortable in that regard. So I'd recommend skipping both Hotline Miami 1 and 2 as well as LA Cops because they all follow that same formula. Because Metal Slug does the same exact sort of brutal game. It has Contra and Metal Slug have the same similar ideas, but in my opinion, those games are a lot more rewarding because you play as interesting characters. It's a lot more fun, and, well, like I said, better story, better characters. In a sense, better design, too. I mean, despite the fact that the visuals and sounds are nice, too, in here, just like they are in Contra and Metal Slug, there really isn't anything, in my opinion, that is really all that much valuable aside from that in the Hotline Miami games and LA Cops. But, anywho, I say skip LA Cops and Hotline Miami 1 and 2 because, to me, they're just rage-quitting games. I can understand that there's a way to get good at them and all, but I just didn't find it to be as appealing because this sort of thing has been done better by the likes of the Metal Slug games and Contra games. Anywho, that's my opinion on those games. Well, the three main ones that I showed the pictures of, they're disappointments, and I say skip them. Anywho, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next videos. Stay batty, my friends.